Good day and welcome to our watercolor journey. Today we're going to do a beautiful beginner landscape. We're going to focus on the granulation of French Ultramarine. The materials I used is listed here, and I will also add it to the description list. Here's my sketch, a very plain, simple sketch, so you should be able to do that. So my first process is going to be to wet the paper. But remember, leave a house clean without water, otherwise the colors are going to blend into the house. I'm really soaking this paper, and I'm not even going to let it soak into the paper properly, because I really want to use the wetness of the paper. I want that paint to spread and create its own magic. The sky area, I'm using the French Ultramarine and the mix just to create a few clouds and the darker colors at the top and the lighter color at the bottom. Okay, now I'm starting with the bushes and trees in the midground. And once again, just dabbing in colors, working my way around the house. And remember to create interest and variety in your colors there, because you definitely do not want a boring monotone color. My brush is definitely still not clean because I don't always clean my brush properly, but it normally works out well and create color harmony. I'm bringing in my warmer colors to the front of the page, and still while the paper is wet, I'm dabbing in even more pigments in that midground. Bringing in some darks. This time it's created more of a brown than a grey there, but that works beautifully. And then I'm also adding more blues to create grayer areas. You can see there's lots of granulation going on at the moment, and that's all due to the French Ultramarine in it. I'm bringing in the burnt sienna just to create those cohesiveness in the painting. A silver black velvet is a beautiful brush to use. Definitely one of my favorites, and it has a nice point. Just straighten the lines where you can. And I think that's it for the initial layer. So let your painting dry. As you can see, the colors faded back quite a bit, and the granulation is still very evident because I worked on such wet paper. So using burnt sienna for the roof of the house, and I'm trying to straighten the lines because you definitely do not want a crooked roof. And I'm dabbing in some of the darker colors just to create interest and variety. And I'm using the same dark for the windows. I'm using a little bit of blue, but I'm diluting it quite a bit just to create a little bit of a shadow on the side of the house. And I'm bringing in a little bit more color for the bushes around the house. And especially the darker areas, you can see that makes the house pop beautiful. And I'm also adding water to the pigments to create more bushes in front of that soft layer, creating the trees, and that also helps to emphasize the little house, and that makes a beautiful focal point for the painting. Then bringing a little bit more dark, because I really want that house to stand out. Now I'm starting with my foreground tree, because those colors faded back quite a bit. And now I'm using a lighter color on the left hand side and a darker color on the right hand side. And those colors will also blend and create interesting effects. I'm using my number 2 silver black velvet first of all, but I'm going to use the rigger to give even more detail to the tree. I'm starting to create some grasses and shadows underneath the tree, also just to ground it. And I'm just laying the foundation also to create the effect that everything is connected. So I still want a little bit of interest in the ground area. And I'm emphasizing with darker colors. And this is where the magic comes from using a rigger. You can use a fine point to make fine lines, and also use the belly of a brush to create lots of texture. So I'm going to use this for a lot of dry brushing and creating texture in the foreground. And once again, bringing in darker colors just to create the illusion of shadows. Creates a lot of texture on the cold press paper, but it will even give more texture on the rough paper. This is just one of those fun paintings, a beautiful warm up for a more detailed painting. I created lines for shadows underneath the roof. I'm dabbing in a little bit of water just to create some more variation in the tree's look and shape. Definitely want hard lines and soft lines in your painting. And I'm emphasizing some of the darks around the lighter areas, and also just darkening the horizon line. It will fade back a bit, and once again using the belly of a rigger just to create some random bushes there. And bringing in some more darks just to create that contrast. And as you can see, beautiful lines created with that rigger. I really enjoyed doing this painting. Lots of fun. So now I'm signing it, not to overwork it, and then I think I'm done with this. So please like, subscribe, and comment for me. And then I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.